Well, what's up, everybody? This is the Gypsy again. Well, this is gonna be it's gonna be a bunch of topics, but I'm gonna start off with the fight. That's the big fight coming up: Saunders versus Canelo. Man, I thought about this long and hard. I mean, real hard. You know what I mean? After really looking into this, I know people are gonna call me crazy for this, but sometimes you gotta roll the dice. You just have to roll it, and based on the statistics and things that I'm seeing, not statistics. I'm not really. It's based on the shit that I'm seeing from both sides, from Canelo and Saunders. I know that there's a very low chance for Saunders to win a decision against Canelo. But I gotta go, man, with my boy, the Saunders. I have to. I feel like there's been a couple occasions in my when I made predictions, like Ruiz against AJ, the first fight. I said Ruiz will probably pull off, not the KO, but he'll probably outbox him, but he will still rob him. But it turned out, I should have just went with Ruiz, but he KO'd him instead, bro. That's crazy, So, but this is not I'm not saying it's gonna be a KO. It's even much more of a difficult choice. I feel like it's gonna go to a decision where Saunders is gonna have enough fucking rounds, and I'm saying at least 10 or 9 or something like that. He's gonna have, or even more than that. Who knows? Because we've never seen the best of Saunders, but we've technically seen the best of Canelo in a way. When he fought Triple G in the second fight, we've seen him, as a facing a sort of a front foot fighter. We've never seen Canelo fight at this level of Canelo. We've never actually seen him fight we've never seen him fight a back foot fighter, at this level. A good back foot fighter. Somebody, the likes of, Andrade or Saunders. We've never seen him, but we also never seen the best of Saunders. People say the WMU version is the best. But realistically, I don't think it is the best. I think there's much more to offer from Billy Joe Saunders that we haven't seen. We've never seen a Billy Joe Saunders this focused. I feel like this is going to be the same scenario that happened with Klitschko versus Fury. And he might just pull off a Mayweather, Saunders. He might just pull off a Mayweather. You know what I mean? If Lara was a close fight, Lara ain't as good as fucking Saunders is. And if Canelo thinks avoiding Andrade, picking Saunders is the more easier fight, you're fucking out of your goddamn mind. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna, dude, realistically, I'm looking into this shit and I'm going bro, I know it's a roll of the dice. I know it's, too much to add, it's too much of a risky call. But I'm gonna go against the prediction video that I did before. Usually I don't like doing this because usually when I do a prediction video, the first video, if I do a second one, it usually ends up being the opposite. It'd be the first one was what actually happens. You know what I mean? But this one, I'm looking into it, man. I'm man, what if this motherfucker pulls it off? I just got this in my gut feeling that this fool's gonna pull it off. This is the one dude's gonna pull it off. Just like I said, Teofimo Lopez is the only dude that is gonna beat Loma. Possibly, but I went with Loma, and Loma should have won if he came in with the right game plan, not being wary of the power of Teo. Man, honestly, I gotta go opposite this time, and I gotta go against my first prediction that I did. I gotta make a second and say that Saunders actually pulls this bitch off. I'm going with my Gypsy brothers. You know what I mean? And I'm just going to say, Saunders pulls this shit off, man. Saunders probably goes and just, beats on a majority of the fuck fight and probably loses maybe a round or 2, maximum 3. That's what I'm going with. And maybe not as good as Mayweather, but you have to understand this is a better Canelo than Mayweather fought. So if he pulls this off, he'll be this one is much better than what Mayweather did against Canelo. Even though Mayweather's a smaller dude, I gotta admit that shit. But still, like, it's a much better win in a way, because it's a more effective, more experience in Canelo we're talking about. You know what I mean? If Saunders pulls it off, yeah, man, I'm just, it's a risk one. It's a risk, but sometimes you gotta risk it sometimes, bro. You gotta risk it. And I gotta say this. I have to say it. I like both dudes, as I said before. But I feel like Saunders is gonna do it. I've been thinking about it for a minute now. And the more I think about it, the more when I looked at the hand speed, I said in my last video, I said the hand speed is slightly, in the favor of Canelo, but in hand speed, he's not as good. He's slower too. It's the foot movement and the hand speed is in the favor of Saunders. He's faster in both angles. You know what I mean? Both areas. The only thing is the timing. You can probably say the timing wise, you can favor a little bit on. As you can, it's still probably hard to say that. I still fucking kind of give it to Saunders, or it's even matched, or whatever you want to call it, maybe slightly over Canelo. So I'm like leaning, and then you have to also consider that one guy is taller than the other dude. So Saunders is gonna deal with a shorter dude. You know what I mean? Like it's I don't know, man. I'm starting to this ain't no Kovalev. Kovalev's a back foot. He can fight off sort of. He really doesn't fight off back foot. He fights off front foot, but he can still box, move back and forth. He's still, I called him a defensive master as well, in a way, Kovalev. But Kovalev was old when he fought Canelo, old and coming off of a Anthony Yard fight. So not giving enough rest to the body before he jumped in with Canelo, or a wrecking ball. Even though I don't care what motherfuckers say, that fight was staged where Kovalev purposely took a dive. Let's just say that much. Yeah, I'm going with my boy Saunders. Saunders 12 rounds, he takes it. I'm going with him, and I'm going with confidence. I'm gonna say Saunders takes it because he takes the majority of the rounds by 9+, and he takes it, and he takes the W and shocks the world. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna say it. I might end up wrong. And my first prediction might be the right one, but this is one of those fucking fights that I have to say it. This is one of those fights. This is how good this fight to me is. It's one of those special ones that very hard to predict. It's not like any one of those it's not like a Caleb Smith versus Canelo. It's an obvious fucking pick. That's why I never made a video on that shit. I was gonna say Canelo smashes into the body. But I was gonna say he ain't gonna stop him because Caleb is fucking strong. He's a tough son of a big heart, and it's not like one of those Yildirim versus Canelo type fights neither. You know what I mean? So to make a video off, this is one of the tough ones. This is the toughest. So I like making videos off of these type of fights. You know what I mean? People thought Povetkin had a shot against what's his name? Dylan White, and I said Dylan White shouldn't be able to knock him out, but lucky punches happen, things happen. It's a boxing game, bro. It's it's a game of chances sometimes when you walk in like that, bro. Like, things happen, especially in the heavyweight division. So, but this one, it's still a game of chance, and I'm gonna go with my boy Saunders, and I'm gonna go with Saunders taking that dub, taking that fucking shocking the world type shit, pulling it off. It might not happen, but fuck it, go with it. You know what I mean? Fuck it, go with it, because I've never seen him this focused, and I feel like that after 6 rounds, he's still gonna have that stamina. He's still gonna push it on Canelo. He's still gonna make it really frustrating for Canelo to touch him, and he's gonna land bombs. Well, he's not gonna knock him out. He's gonna land shots. You know what I mean? He's gonna land fucking shots on him on the back foot. And there might be occasion where he gets in the pocket with him, and he still gets up to be the fucking guy that is in the plus side when he gets in the pocket. He's the one who has the better of the exchanges. There might be situations like that, but I think majority of the fight is going to be on the back foot where he just makes Canelo pissed, like frustrated as fuck. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm going with that boy. All right. As I said that, let's move on to a different fight that's gonna come up later on, and that's Teofimo Lopez versus Komboses, my Greek brother. You know what I mean? Right there. I got a little bit of Greek in me, so I have to say that shit. He's a Greek Australian, but he's got Greek in him. I got Greek in me. So this fight, this fight, bro. I feel like Komboses is the guy that's gonna dethrone the short-lived reign of Teofimo Lopez. I think this is the dude. I saw Komboses fight Shelby, and that motherfucker got skills, man. He's very elusive, very hard to hit, very fucking tricky, very fucking has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, a lot of tricks that Teo, Loma's a different type of boxer. Komboses is a type of boxer. You know what I mean? Different style, but yeah, for instance, Loma is a come forward, lateral movement type of boxer. You know, he enjoys that, and then if he can't get to you, he'll do the back circle around until he catches you with something type shit on angles. That's the type of boxer Loma is usually, off the jab, and usually everything's jab is number one, bro, in boxing. Off the jab and everything, he pulls off everything off of that. But Komboses is more of a counterpuncher, a fast counterpuncher, and from what I've been hearing of Teo being knocked out at sparring by someone that's similar in style and is an upcoming Mexican, whatever he is, I forgot his exact name, Julio, whatever his fucking name is, I don't know exactly. I think his name starts with R, I forgot. This kid stopped the first round sparring. Stopped him in third. But sparring is sparring, yeah. But this is a similar style fighter as Komboses. And if that's the case, I'm going with my boy Komboses. I think Komboses is a phenomenal guy, and I was like, the first time I saw him fight was with Shelby, and he clearly beat Shelby, schooled the shit out of Shelby on this, and Shelby's such a fucking great boxer, and I was, from that point on, I was hooked on this dude. He does not have the pop. He's gonna beat him for 12. This fight's gonna go to 12. He's gonna beat it. It's gonna be a decisive victory where he takes the throne off of Teo. Yes, Teo can fucking knock him out. It's a possibility. He has the pop to be able to catch him and fucking put him out. But it's not easy to take out Komboses. Komboses got a chin on him, and I think Komboses can take a few hits. But overall, he's going to make him miss, and he's going to make him pay, and he ain't going to stop him. He's not going to stop Teo, but it's going to go 12 fucking rounds for sure. Not for sure, I can't say for sure, but it's going to land. It's going to be there. It's going to get to that point. Most likely, unless Teo lands, a shot from the gods, like how AJ says, whatever. Something like that. That's what I believe is going to happen. I feel like Komboses is going to take it. It's going to be a short-lived fucking victory dance for fucking Teo, And, if Teo, I don't know what Teo didn't fucking take a fight with Haney, all this. I don't know what the story is behind those type of things. It's the politics of boxing. Maybe there's a reason why he never took a fight with Haney. He didn't take the fight with Haney. And, to become truly undisputed, I mean, he technically should be undisputed, but, franchise championship belt and whatever, all that crap. The WC belt, and then if he's a franchise WCB, he's the franchise WBC champion, but WC belt is held by Haney. It's like, what the fuck's going on? He should have done it, but I think he chose the worst one out of, if you had to choose between Devin Haney and fucking Komboses is the worst. I'd rather have, if I were him, I'd rather fucking Devin Haney, unless Devin Haney ducked him. I don't know what's the issue with that fight. Maybe who ducked who, I don't know. If I had to bet it, I'd probably say Devin Haney ducked on him, because I don't feel Devin Haney can beat him. But Komboses was just a bad fucking pick, bro. I don't know, man. I think Komboses definitely beats Tio. He's bringing in the heat. He's gonna bring in the heat, you know, with his high fucking heel sneaker boots that he was wearing, you know what I mean? And the fucking stare on the face off that they did in the first press conference. Shit was hilarious. I don't know why people wear this kind of fucking shoes just to feel that they get taller or whatever. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyways, I feel like that fight, I feel like I'm favoring Komboses on this. I don't know, man. I just feel like he's a faster guy between the two and much more trickier fighter between the two, you know, and he has the chin. If he didn't have the chin, I would say Tio takes him out, but I think he has the chin. He has the ability to fucking bring it, you know, really good against fucking Tio, and he takes it. Tio's, you know, the A side most 100%, but that A section ain't gonna matter that much. You know what I mean? If he lost the majority of the fight, you know, to fucking Komboses, the same thing. What I'm saying with Canelo, which is even more of a roll of dice, because you got, you know, this is the guy that fucking Mayweather fucking almost got, you know, he was trying to rob Mayweather when Mayweather fucking took 12 rounds off of this motherfucker Canelo, you know, and he still got one of the scorecards was a draw, which is ridiculous, you know. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy. Maybe there's another MD for fucking... I could lean towards another MD for Saunders, but I'm going with Saunders, you know what I mean? So UD, you know? Anyways, that shit aside. Okay, I said that. I'm going with fucking Komboses because of the fucking, you know, movements and stuff that, you know, he throws. So maybe I can go in more detail, but I'm going faster, because I'm saying two predictions, a change of one and another, you know, just saying it because that's what I think. With Tyson Fury's situation, let's talk about that. Tyson Fury versus AJ. Maybe this video might last a little longer than 20 minutes. Hopefully my shit doesn't go off, my memory of this phone. Tyson Fury is the, you know, man, he wants to fight with fucking AJ. Who doesn't want to fight with AJ with 75 million split right now? Especially right now. Who doesn't want that shit, bro? Get the fuck out of here. With Wilder? How much is he gonna get paid for Wilder, bro? Think about it. But I think what they're doing, whether it's intentional or not, is trying to get Fury in a situation where he is inactive for a very long time. And Wilder was the first issue. He didn't fucking... And I understand Wilder's situation because he has a hole in his fucking skull, you know. So he prolonged it. And then the fight never happened. The rubber match, that never happened. And then AJ, 6 months, that coronavirus hit and all that bullshit. And AJ, I think, is kind of the same thing. Because I find it's ridiculous for you to not be able to find the place and the thing and all that shit after 6 goddamn months. It's ridiculous. I think he's pulling out that rust, or he's not ready. He thinks he's kind of getting ready for Fury, because we all know what's going to happen when that motherfucker fights him. We all know what's going to happen. This ain't no Ruiz that comes in, you know, fat as fuck in the second fight and, you know, 30 pounds more overweight from the last fight that he had when he knocked him out, and, you know, not fast on his feet and all that shit, and AJ's prepped up with all this shit, the refs are on his side and all that shit. You know, no, this ain't gonna be fucking like that. This is a guy that's even, you know, shit, he could beat Ruiz on his worst night, probably. Fury, you know what I mean? On his worst night, he can still beat Ruiz. This is the type of guy that's gonna come in prepped up. He's gonna be coming with abs and shit that I saw fucking Fury. I'm not talking about because I'm a fan of Fury. I'm saying that because that's what I saw. He's getting prepped up, ready for fucking a beatdown that's similar to, people are saying it's not going to be the same as Wilder. I'm saying similar to fucking Wilder. That's what he's going to do to motherfucking AJ. It's very similar to fucking Wilder, and he says it, and I believe that's exactly how it's going to happen. He's not going to fight on the back foot against fucking AJ. He might bullshit around a little bit, but he ain't going to fight off the fucking back foot off against AJ. He's coming in to wreck him, and he's going to make him miss. He's going to make him pay. You know, it's going to be a little more complicated than Wilder, because a little more, it's because it's different, not because it's complicated. It's a little different, not because of this. I think Wilder's much more complicated for Fury than someone like AJ. because it's much more faster. So Mike Tyson said that shit. He's faster. It's much more difficult to, the distance game and everything's different between AJ and Fury and Wilder and Fury. Anyways, that shit aside, yeah, it's not a fear thing. It's not that shit. I think, and they're getting frustrated. Fury's side is getting frustrated. That's why they're giving this bullshit ass deadlines. Off by Sunday. Who knows? Sunday comes by, they're still in on it because there's $75 million into it, bro. On each side, there's no way this fight is not gonna happen. The fight's going to happen. There's no chance. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's just deadlines that you put. It's kind of like buying a house. You put deadlines so things go faster. But if the deadline comes around, they can extend the deadline. You know what I mean? That's what's going on here. And I hope I'm right about this because shit does happen in fights. The fights never were made because of certain issues and all that bullshit law. Contracts and shit like that. So, but I think this is going to happen, and I think Fury is is pretty much being inactive because of what's going on between Wilder and AJ. What they're doing, on both sides, I think, is making this dude inactive, and he's getting pissed, and he's like, well, fuck this, you're trying to get me in an active zone where I get in the, but it's not more. I don't think Fury cares about the inactivity as much. It's more of a. They're just bullshitting around and making the fight. Eddie Hearn's making the fight announcement of the fight and take it a lot longer than it'd be. That's why everybody's pissed. Bob Arum is saying shit, but the thing with Bob Arum though is a little bit different. Bob Arum and fucking Frank Warren, it's more of a jealousy thing for Eddie Hearn because he's doing all the work and they're not looking much of a promoter. They're not looking as much of promoters themselves compared to Eddie Hearn. That's why they're saying things they're doing. But I think they might talk all that shit, but the fight might still happen. Signing contracts and all that shit. But as I said, Fury's getting frustrated. He's getting frustrated because the motherfucking shit's not happening. And whether it's a 1-fight deal, a 2-fight deal, the 2-fight deal bullshit, the 2-fight deal, that 1-fight deal is because they don't, where are they going to generate the next amount of money? That's the thing, They're going to want to see what happens in the first fight, how much money it generates before they jump into the second fight. That's why it's a 1-fight deal. But just because there's no clauses, shit, there's going to be there's going to be a rematch. There's going to be a rematch because the money's too big. And people, AJ fangirls want to see a second one after their boyfriend gets beat the first one. So, yeah, that's what it is. That's why Eddie Hearn's doing a 1-fight deal. It's not because of Wilder or anything like that. Wilder blew his chance by not fighting. And it's not because not signing the contract, and it's not because he knew he couldn't. He has a fucking hole in his head, man. You guys don't get that shit. None of you motherfuckers don't get that shit. It takes him more than a year, especially a hole in the head. Knockout takes a year. It's gonna take a lot longer for him to fucking recover off of that motherfucking shit, though. That's why he doesn't challenge anybody. He's not gonna obviously fight with Fury. You know what I mean? Anyways, but he was a dick move by keeping Fury inactive, waiting for that contract to be signed. Anyways, that's all I gotta say, and I hope I'm right about Billy Joe Saunders. Komboses, I don't really give a shit whether if it happens or not. Komboses beats him or not. But Billy, I'm rooting for you, buddy, and I feel like you should pull this off. You know what I mean? And it doesn't happen. Fuck. You know what I mean? But I'm wishing the best of luck for you. This is the Gypsy. It's been good. I'm out.